Pekka Jarvelainen. That was all for us. Thank you that I was able to join this conference, and what I'm going to tell you about is about the social responsibility that the companies should think about when doing IT, making computers, making servers, and we have now seen what we can do with nanotechnology. We can have better welfare, we can help the environment, and what is my role in my company at Green&Global? I'm a green IT trainer. I train companies to understand how to buy IT in an environmentally good way, and yeah. Okay, and why I'm speaking about data centers? All that we have now seen today here is present in your computers, in your mobile phones. Like this one, it's nanotechnology. All the computer chips, it's nano. And we have to remember that already 2% of the world's energy consumption of the CO2 footprint is made by computers. And that's growing fast. There is estimate that the amount of energy consumption in IT will triple in 5 years. And why is that? Because there will be more and more smaller micro-level devices. For example, after 5 years this table will talk to me. I can connect to the next table and do something very smart with it. That will make our living standard better, and it's very interesting to have these kind of devices. And yeah, so in a sort of way it looks bad that IT takes a lot, but it's 15 times bigger potential in using IT than, well, IT can save 15 times more than it takes energy. So if it takes 2%, you can help world's overall footprint by using this kind of smart devices, smart IT solutions. And so it's two-sided. IT takes energy, but IT can also help in energy consumption. And the trend is that we will have more and more mobile phones, we will have more RFID devices, and amount of the data, it expands all the time. The more we use this kind of devices, the more there will be data in the data centers. So we have to make our homework. In IT, we are building new business. We live by developing chips and delivering millions of chips to the world. We also have to take the responsibility of handling the waste. There will be a lot of waste in the world. And for example, why I have Indian consultant in my company is that these issues are not present here in St. Petersburg, it's not present in Finland, in Helsinki, it's present in India and Africa and China. Many computers, they include, for example, this iPad. It's very nice, I love it. But it has flame retardants, it has hexavalent chromium that is very toxic, it has mercury and so on. And so when we are developing this kind of devices, it's very good to plan how to handle the next step, the recycling and the energy consumption. And one solution to that is buying more green products and securing that when you take a piece it's green as possible, but then on the other hand we have to secure that the data centers that we are using, they are as environmentally efficient as possible, meaning energy efficient. This is a typical IT company. This is actually a typical city in Finland. They have about 10,000 employees, meaning 10,000 PCs and 10,000 mobile phones. At least they have 1,000 servers. For example, Norway, that has, I think, the same amount of residents as in St. Petersburg. The country of Norway, only the government, has 100,000 servers. And it's a huge amount of energy. Like this 1,000 servers, it's about 1 megawatt as a peak consumption. They probably have 200 printers. And that means that they have 1 million euro annual energy costs. They have about 1 million euro printing costs. And for example, if it's an IT infrastructure company, it can be so that 30% of their revenue is energy. So it's very important for them to have more energy efficient equipment. And it's quite easy. It's normal building technology to do green data center. We take the heat, we make virtual servers, so you can easily drop the energy consumption by 50%. So you can have savings like 500,000 euro every year. You can save in printing 300,000 euro every year. And altogether it's 800,000 euro calculated together. Well, is it much? Yeah, at least in Finland it's about almost 100. No, at least 100 employees probably every year. And if you look at the profit of this kind of company, if you can cut 50% of their energy costs, they can have like 5% better profit in overall scale. There was one similar conference and somebody asked from me, but it's nothing, 800,000 euros, not a big deal. But this is very small data center, it's only 1,000 servers. Like Norway, only the government has 100,000 servers. You can just multiply with 100. And it's a huge amount of money wasted in energy. So there is good business potential hidden in this problem. So there is the business potential of green data centers, and there's business potentials in doing more smart computers, smart software that help the environment. And it's not a surprise that we are building one in Finland. We already have Google in Hamina, it's very close by. They have about 500,000 servers probably there. They haven't announced it, but it's huge data center. We are building a new one in Finland. It's about 100 million euro investment, very big data center, 20,000 square meters, and it's close by. It's just a few milliseconds away. It's optical connection to St. Petersburg and Moscow. And I know that you are also building one here in St. Petersburg also, but this is one option for you. So if the companies are thinking where to put their servers, if you are offering IT services abroad, you are a global company, we have good place where you can put the servers. It's energy efficient and it's very safe. And there is one key thing is that it's also neutral. Like I'm a neutral consultant. Also this data center is neutral. Company can own their equipment, they can just rent the space and be there and select the service providers that will handle their servers out of the world's best IT players. And Finland is a stable country, so it's very secure and stable location to have your company. Why I said that it's important to have your company in a safe place. Many companies are totally based on data. If they lose their data, there is no company anymore. Because everything is in pieces, everything is data. If you lose your data, you don't have a company anymore. So the security is very important thing in modern world. Okay. So how do we do it? I'm not a researcher, by the way. I'm just an engineer. But it's practical, basic building services technology. Of course, it's not simple because you need 3D modeling of the heat in the data center. There are several hundreds, thousands IT devices that you have to model and take into account. And you have to have heat pumps that are the best available. You can use free cooling instead of heat pumps. So, in comparison to the basic data centers that there are in the world, we can achieve 1.2 energy efficiency level compared to normal 2.5. And if you want to go and have it even better, meaning more money, more savings, you can feed the heat from the data center to the city heating network. And then this data center becomes a power mill. So, for example, the Norway government, they have 100,000 servers. I think it's like 50 megawatts. And if you can pump the heat to the city heating network, you have a 50 megawatt energy mill. And it's very interesting for the cities. They can first sell the energy to the data center, and then they can resell it to the city heating network. So it's double income. Okay, and then who we are. It's Green&Global. We are a very small company, but very active. We are the first green IT trainer in Finland. Finally, there is somebody in Finland training green IT. And we are accredited by British Computing Society, BCS. And it's international training that we are offering. So, for example, in the data centers, we are offering global training. And it can be applied locally here in St. Petersburg easily. Then we do also measurement and auditing of data centers. You can audit your existing data center, make it more efficient, and enable the savings. And of course, we can build a data center that is green. Because it's huge projects, like I said, it's €100 million project that we are now building in Helsinki. It's not only me who is building it. There is, for example, Railers that has 1,400 engineers focusing on energy efficiency. There is French company Schneider Electric, huge global company that is delivering the technology. Then we have Greenfield Consulting that is specialized in district heating, in the city heating networks. So we combine the IT specialist to heating specialist. Yes, so well, now we have been looking at nanotechnology. This is sort of an ethic part of the nanotechnology that we have to keep in mind that when we are delivering nanotechnology, how do we solve the further steps, the environmental things, and for example, like hexavalent chromium or lead or cadmium, how do we reduce the amount of those toxic metals in the equipment? And there is great potential in IT that it can save 15 times more than it takes. So it's very important that we do nanotechnology, but it's very important to handle the waste also. Thank you. So, was it any questions?
I have one question, if you allow me to ask.
Yes.
Many companies, airliners and so on, they try to build their competitive value on the green values nowadays. It appears that also the software companies or computer companies can do it. Are there any examples in the world, or is it just coming?
No, there are good examples. For example, if we look at air industry, how can we reduce the amount of traveling? For example, we can reduce the amount of traveling by using teleconferencing, but we don't travel. We just use computer-based meetings. For example, I have a consultant in India, but he has never been in Finland. I have never seen him. But we have good business. We do everything over internet. We don't have to travel to make business. And air industry can also use the same in making their operations more efficient. They can use IT in making their delivery chains more efficient. And for example, we can use smart devices to make delivery processes more efficient. For example, the RFID tags. If we put RFID tags in packages, they travel less. It's less kilometers, and that's why IT can save 15 times more than it takes. But in the IT industry, we can't go and tell, for example, the logistics industry that if you use our products, you are 15 times more efficient. I think if we are going to say that we have to do our homework also, we are as green as possible if we want to prove that they are green. One answer.